Ooh, welcome to the WDW Fan Zone Show. I am Stuart Sternberg, and tonight I'm joined by Johnny Nagy and Kurt. And we're going to give our top three, not top seven, not top 10, top three extinct attraction at Walt Disney World. Now, you might want to say, why go to a top three? Because I wanted to make it more difficult for us to narrow it down to our top three. But, when I was doing this, I said on any given day, I might substitute something else for one of the ones I have. Today I was feeling something a little different, so I went with the certain top three, but I might not feel the same way tomorrow. And I don't know how you guys felt when you were putting together your list. If you had a particular top three, or if it was just hard because it was a top three.
It's a list. If you guys overlap anything, I'm going to the next honorable mention and include that one instead.
Well, it's okay if we have the same one.
Basically do the same thing. So,
but it's our list. So if we have the same thing, that's okay. We'll just do honorable mentions after. Anyway, let's get into it. And Kurt, I'm going to let you go first. You're number three. We'll go.
My number three?
Yeah.
Okay, so my number three is an attraction that my wife was not upset that it's gone. But I miss it because I really liked it. She always felt like if we fell, it was not going to be a good thing. And that's Horizons. So I enjoyed Horizons. I loved the smell of the orange fields. I had a lot of fun on it. But again, it's one of those you're hanging from up above. And she always felt if that pin broke, we're going down. I was like, we're fine. It's not that far. At least that, it's at Disney. I'd be happy.
I had that on my list and I took it off because there was something, I was just feeling something a little different today. And that's where I said, like tomorrow I might feel different than I do today. All right, Darlene.
So my number three would probably be 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, Submarine Voyage.
Okay.
And see, and I honestly forgot to even put that on there. It's been so long.
Oh.
And there's some people.
I enjoyed it when I was younger, when I went on it with my mom. But the point that when I was an adult and wrote it definitely was not the same as when I was a child because it seemed a lot smaller.
Oh God, yeah. I remember we were out in Disneyland. They still have a Nemo?
Nemo.
Right,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, I've never been so cramped in any attraction in my entire life as that one. It was just like,
right.
It wasn't claustrophobic.
Again, you can still visit the Nautilus. You just have to go on a Disney Cruise Line.
And you have to snorkel for it.
So go way out there. It's out there.
We've never snorkeled. I have to buy some snorkel equipment first.
Oh, it's a blast. I have pictures of my very first article was actually written about that.
Very true. Very true. Stuart, what's yours?
It's the Studios Backlot Tour, which was at Walt Disney World in Disney's Hollywood Studios, originally MGM Studios, from 1989 till 2014. And I'm talking about the full
2 hours. Yes, the 2-hour version.
Yes, that was a great tour. I loved it.
And the tram ride that you took after, and going through the props and
seeing the water tower with the Mickey ears.
Yep. And then they had that explosion scene too that they took through.
Catastrophe Canyon.
Yes. Yep. Oh, I missed that. So that was my number two. But okay, I got another one.
No, it's okay. It's your list. It's your list. We can repeat.
I got others.
I know. Well, that's why we'll do honorable mentions. So keep to your list. We'll do it as honorable mentions. All right, Kurt, you're number two.
My number two, my son said if this was not on the list, he was disowning me. As much as I love Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Train, I really do miss the original Great Movies ride when everything was working and you didn't know which scene you were going to get.
Yep.
That was a great show.
Yeah, it was. It really was. All right, Darlene, number two.
No, I know what my number two was, so was yours, the same one. So
that's okay.
So you can go and do your number 2 now.
All right, my number 2. I got to look it up because I forgot what I put for number 2. Now, my number 2 is Mr. Toad's Wild Ride.
Mhm.
Awesome. You can still do it at Disneyland. Actually, it's better at Disneyland because
You get the whole thing at Disneyland.
Yep, that's right. It was only half the ride here in Florida and at Walt Disney World. I'd love to see that return. I think it would be a very popular attraction if a return on it. And you probably wouldn't even have a chance to ride it because you'd have to get a Genie Plus, ticket for it or a queue for it. But I think it would be really
Why don't we just enclose Tomorrowland Speedway? It's small enough now. We can turn that into Mr. Toad's Wild Ride.
Yeah. Not a bad idea.
True.
All right. Speaking of which, I'll get to it later. Never mind. Before we get to the number 1, I'm going to give you another number 1. The number 1 travel planner in all the land or world, depending on where you are, is Mouse Fan Travel. So you know what? If you want to take a Walt Disney World vacation, a Disneyland vacation, Disney cruise, and Adventure by Disney. I think Adventure by Disney just came out with a discount today. I didn't really go through my email yet, but I did get something where they're offering a discount for an Adventure by Disney. Who better to plan that with than Mouse Fan Travel? Even if you don't want to take a Disney vacation, God help you if you don't. But if you don't want to take a Walt Disney World vacation or a Disneyland vacation, you know what? They can do other types of vacations for you too. Their travel planners are experts in anything and everything when it comes to the travel industry. If you can think of a place to travel to, they know all about it. Either they've been there, they're going there, or they know somebody who's been there. And they get you the right answers when you've got questions, no matter what your question is, big, small, little or long. They've got the answers. They've got the discounts for you too. Great discounts. The best discounts. The only place you'll find the absolute best discounts and best travel planners combined into one. That's Mouse Fan Travel. And to find out more about their great deals, all you've got to do is go on your computer and go to www.mousefantravel.com. That's www.mousefantravel.com. All right, Kurt, number 1.
The original Journey into Imagination. The original. We need the Dreamfinder back. I need the Dreamcatcher, whatever they call that machine. I want the original back.
The attraction is still there, but there have been so many changes to it, and it's been, I was going to say, watered down.
It's been 20 years since.
Yeah, we're gonna allow this.
So it's that attraction is gone.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
Now, if you were John, I would not have allowed it, but he's not here.
Well, John's not here, which is why I can get away with it.
No, I'm kidding. We miss John, and we miss Lottie too. We started recording the show a little bit late tonight for her. She's busy and hard at work, and we wish her the best. We hope both of them will be back here next week, chipper and ready to go. Good choice, Kurt. Darlene, you're number 1.
My number 1, of course, is Snow White's Scary Adventure.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that they have the new, Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, and it is wonderful, but I do miss the original.
All right. And my number 1 is one of my favorite all-time attractions because I actually rode this when it was at the World's Fair. Don't remember a lot about it from there, but it was great to have been able to have gone on this attraction again when it came to Walt Disney World, and it was in Epcot, and I'm talking about World of Motion, which was originally sponsored, if I'm not mistaken, by both GM and Ford, and then GM took it over when they came here to Florida at the.
I think it was Ford in the World's Fair, wasn't it?
It was right.
Ford was the World's Fair.
Yeah,
right. You rode in a Mustang.
Yes.
And then
I would
GM
know.
took it over. It was a 10-year contract that GM had with Disney when it came to Epcot. And, not the greatest technology, but for the time it was. If you saw it now, it'd probably be so outdated. But you know what? I like those kind of old-fashioned, outdated attractions like Carousel of Progress.
Yes.
So I wish they would bring that back. I would love to just go on it, even just one more time. Watching videos of it to bring back memories, it's not the same. And that's my number 1. Now, honorable mentions. I had 7 on my list.
Okay, okay. I have a few.
All right, Kurt, what's your honorable mentions? You can go through them all.
If You Had Wings.
Hmm.
I don't even know if you guys even saw that. It was before it was Dream
No.
Flight. It was just If You Had Wings.
No.
The Mickey Mouse Review. I did have Mr. Toad's Wild Ride on there. I would have added on 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, but I understand why it's gone. Oh God, and there was one more, and I can't remember what it was now, but it's gone.
Okay.
And it was not. Oh, it was Flight to Mars.
Yeah, I think it was Flight to
Ticket
Mars.
to Mars, because it was the one
Mars.
basically we're going to Mars, because
Yeah.
originally to the moon, and then it switched to Mars.
Mm-hmm.
So
All right, cool. Darlene.
Okay. Well, of course, here I go. I did have, Mr. Toad's Wild Ride on my normal one, and then, well, the Skyway. Yep,
Good choice.
yeah, the Skyway, and then I had the um, oh, good gracious, Here Come the Muppets. Do you guys remember that one?
Yes.
Okay,
vaguely.
yeah, that one I had, and then my daughter actually got to be on like the one show in the audience. She got pulled in, was the Superstar
Yes.
Television before it was
Yeah, I've
gone.
got that on my list too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a good one. And then the we cannot forget about the Captain EO. I did like that.
You know what? I liked it when I first saw it, but when it came back, because they had
Right,
nothing
It
else to
was
put in there, it was just
so
like
dated.
it
right.
was.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Well,
mean,
it came back with the death of Michael Jackson is why they brought it back.
Yes. Yeah.
yes,
But
yes.
it was so
Yeah,
dated
it's
at
like
that point.
the pedophile died. Let's bring back the show.
Oh, geez,
Allegedly.
Louise.
Allegedly.
Oh, God. And then we can't forget about Food Rocks.
Yeah.
Food Rocks was good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Food Rocks. And then, oh, my daughter and husband liked it. It was the extraterrestrial alien
Alien
encounter.
Encounter. That was good.
No. Not me, but them. You gotta put that
For
in
the
for
chili
them.
dogs.
Yeah. And then you said the Delta Dream Flight, right?
Well, I said If You Had Wings, which then became Delta Dream Flight.
Right. Yeah.
If You Had Wings was sponsored by Eastern Airlines. It got taken over when Eastern left, and we became Delta's Dream Flight.
Right.
Same basic thing. But it was a free. We used to ride that all the time. It was a free attraction.
I know,
Back when we
right?
used to have the ticket books.
Yes, exactly.
And it was air
Yee.
conditioned.
That. And then there's the one thing that I do miss at Animal Kingdom, believe it or not, would be the Tarzan Rocks.
Yep, I have that on my list too.
Oh, do
okay.
you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was my honorable mention list.
All right, I'll give you guys mine. I've got, like I said, 7. I had in no particular order: Superstar Television, Snow White's Scary Adventures, Horizons, Tarzan Rocks, Kitchen Cabaret,
Oh, yes.
Body Wars.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm surprised nobody,
We
even
just talked
mentioned
about
that.
that too a couple weeks ago.
And there's something on this list I'll bet neither one of you would have ever expected to have on any list on things that are extinct. The Main Street Bakery. Bring the damn bakery back.
Right?
I forgot
Oh,
about Cranium Command.
Oh, yeah,
Yep.
and well, it
Cranium
was
Command, yeah.
actually a land, but Toontown.
Yes, that would have counted too because it's gone.
Yeah, I forgot about Toontown. Yep.
If they wanted to do a 5th park with just extinct attractions, they could. I don't think they'll ever do that because I think it would be nostalgic.
The only ones that miss it are the people that have been there all
it would be nostalgic for some of
Yeah.
us, but I don't think it would. It's not going to happen because they're not going to get enough guests to go there on a
Right.
regular basis.
Right. Before we continue, I should really mention if they want to move down here to be closer to the parks, they should go to see Victor near Rocky at his favorite, spot, the DisneyAtYourDoorstep.com. That's disneyatyourdoorstep.com. He will help you find a place near Disney to build your home or buy a home, a second home, a condo, you townhome, or even, be a little bit further, a little bit closer. You could be on, out in Groveland or Winter Haven, Auburn. He will help you find a house. He is a very nice man. Give him a shout out on his social media pages. Watch him on YouTube. He does all these beautiful videos of all these developments that are coming around. Even if have a suggestion of something that maybe he'll go to it. He's been, I know, down in St. Cloud even showing developments. So go to Disney at your doorstep for
Mhm.
Victor Nawrocki.
And I know what he's doing right now. He's watching from his backyard the fireworks.
Oh, for the
I can
Mickey's.
hear him going off right now.
Yeah, the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween
Yeah.
party's going on right now. Yes.
Yeah, Victor's amazing.
How was the
Great
park
one.
the other day?
Oh God. We got to the park at noon, and really at noon it was not very crowded. Yes, it was busy,
Okay.
but it wasn't packed like
Okay.
sardines.
Okay.
We left at 2:00, and you know why we left at 2:00? Because by 1:30, every attraction was an hour and a half or more for wait.
Oh.
The crowds going down Main Street were incredible, and as we were going out, there were tons of people coming in. And I
Mhm.
think what happened yesterday was it was a unusually cool morning here in
Mhm.
Central Florida, and I think a lot of people simply just waited for the weather to warm up a little bit before they came to the park.
Mhm.
We went on the People Mover and we went on the ferry, which
Oh,
I hadn't been on the ferry in years.
wow.
Did you ask the pilot?
Ask who?
You can pilot. You
Oh, I
have
didn't
to
know.
ask,
I was
can I
busy
be
taking
pilot?
pictures. Because I hadn't been on there in years. I just was snapping away at anything and everything I saw there. That it was great. But then we came off. The Haunted Mansion. When we got on was, I think it was about 90 minutes, and we got off. It was 100 and some odd minutes, like 105 or 110 minutes to wait. And it was like, I can come back tomorrow or next week or a month from now or a day from now. It doesn't matter. I'm not waiting that long, and I just love
Yeah.
it.
I know I was supposed to go today, but I didn't end up going. So I booked us for Sunday to go.
Oh, nice.
Mhm.
Nice. Yeah, I downgraded my pass, so I can't go on weekends anymore, but that's okay. It's like
It'll be worse.
I can count on less than one hand the number of times I went last year on weekends. So
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
good
that's the
with
day
that.
that my husband can go, so we
No, I
still have
understand that.
weekends on his.
Yeah, I know he works, so you have to do that. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's fine.
Yeah, some of us still have to work. I'm just saying.
Well,
Just saying. Yeah. I
sure.
know.
Well,
Oh, golly. Um, so
let's put it this way: I didn't choose to retire at this age; it chose me.
um, if you could bring back one of those extinct rides on your list, which one would you bring back on that list that you just mentioned?
The honorable mention or the top three?
Well, any of them.
Oh God. I'm going to give you two answers, and the reason I'm giving you two answers is because there's two different rationale with it. For my personal preference, it would be World of Motion, because it's just one of my all-time favorite attractions ever anywhere.
Mhm.
But from a guest standpoint, that I think and rideability, it would be Mr. Toad's Wild Ride.
Mhm.
Yeah, I was
What
going
about
to
you,
say Mr.
Kurt?
Toad.
What about from your list, and then Darlene?
Yeah,
and Lola?
either Mr. Toad or the Great Movie Ride,
Hmm.
the original Great Movie Ride,
Yeah.
with everything working.
How about you, Darlene?
I was thinking Mr. Toad's Wild Ride too, because I loved it when I went to see it in um, Disneyland again. It
Yeah.
brought back so many memories,
Yeah.
and yeah, I really, I do miss that one a lot. But I understand, the reasoning and stuff. But yeah,
But you know what? I think the two Kurt mentioned, especially, Mr. Toad's Wild Ride and the Great Movie Ride. the Great Movie Ride was still getting lines and packed even
Right.
when they decided to change it. So I think the rideability on that would continue. And I
Yeah.
think Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, I think it would see an extra bump in guests wanting to go on it because it hasn't been here for so many years if they brought it back. But I think it would be a steady attraction
I
if
think so
placed
too.
back in New Adventureland. New Fantasyland.
Yeah.
With some things I think they could do. I think Mission Space has seen its better days, and I'd like to see them move the Carousel of Progress there and put something different in Tomorrowland that might fit better.
Hmm.
But it's if they ever got rid of the Carousel of Progress, I would be very upset.
I know, me too. I love that one, and I love It's a Small World too.
Oh, they're never going to get rid of it. It's a small world. But with Carousel of Progress, I think what they need to do is restore it to the original and forget about keeping up with technology. It's not going to happen. It just can't. They can't effectively do it because technology changes so rapidly.
Yeah. Well, especially nowadays. It didn't years ago. I mean,
Yeah,
it was slow moving.
yeah,
Now, because you have the technology, it speeds up very,
yeah.
very quickly.
What I think we should do next week on this show, we're going to fill in the gaps at Walt Disney World in the 4 theme parks. Places where there are, because when I was in Magic Kingdom, we noticed a couple of attractions that are just sitting there and nothing's there, and you can
Oh,
mention that about
right.
any park.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we're going to take
Yeah.
the existing spaces that are currently closed, and we're going to fill in the gaps and give Disney ideas of what they can do there next
Okay.
week on the show. But that's
That's a good
that's
one.
later next week on the show, because in the beginning of the week we will have our news,
News.
and events
Yeah.
edition.
News Events Edition.
Yeah,
Hopefully, there's going to be some news. We'll see.
yeah, I know. This week, there was
Maybe we'll know
something.
what that popcorn bucket's going to be. It's coming out on the
Yeah.
25th.
Yep.
When's the 25th?
Today's the 20th
So
as we
that's
record this. So we're looking at
uh,
next Thursday, Friday,
next Tuesday.
Tuesday. Yeah,
So
it was
hopefully
close.
somebody out there will get that new popcorn bucket.
Yeah, it won't be me.
I know. I don't have plans to go back to the park until Thursday next week, Hollywood Studios. So
If anybody's looking to book a Disney trip right now, the first week in November, I just want to let you know Hollywood Studios is maxed out.
Oh, it is?
Oh, yeah, it's maxed out.
But is it
That's
maxed
November
out
3rd.
for guests that are going or just people with their annual pass?
I think people with their annual pass.
Mhm.
So if you pay
Because
for a ticket, you might still be able to get in. But November 3rd it's going to be a busy place. November 3rd, I would avoid it. Just my,
is that an
I know
anniversary
there's
day?
I'm sorry.
What's special about November 3rd?
It's Jersey week, so the schools
Oh.
are all from Jersey, so a lot of people from Jersey come down, and the marathon, food and
Oh,
wine.
yeah, the food and wine. Oh, yeah, that's why it's maxed
Yep.
out. I'm gonna tell you right now, yeah.
Yep, I know.
I'm sure
all right.
the other parks are probably gonna be maxed out too.
So, of your honorable mention list, and we'll wrap this up in a second,
Mhm.
which attraction on your honorable mention list would you like to see back in the parks? And which one do you think would be successful coming back in the parks?
I see a lot of green if you got regular tickets at theme park. We're
Okay.
staying on site.
So, if you're willing to pay, you can play.
That's right. If you live down there, it stinks to be you.
You know what I think? Food Rocks. I think if they brought back that or Kitchen Cabaret, with everybody with people being so much more of foodies nowadays, I think that would be cool.
How about you, Kurt?
For my honorable mention list,
Yeah.
Probably the Mickey Mouse Review. It's been so long since I've been able to see that show. I never made it to Tokyo when it was playing there.
But is it something you think could be successful again as well?
I don't care.
No, but that was the part of the question.
It's got to be successful. What would be successful?
Yeah,
so let me see. And of course I erased my list, and now I'm trying to think about what I had on the list. Mr. Toad's Wild Ride was on my honorable mention list.
Yes,
so that's what I guess I would bring back is that one for my honorable mention list.
And for me, with all the ones on my honorable mention list, Body Wars, I think could do well in the right setting, but I'm going with the Main Street Bakery. I think it would be packed, and I think it would do very well for Disney in terms of selling their incredible bakery items.
Now, if we're bringing these attractions back, can we have them modernized?
Yes.
Because give me that same car from Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, but have it set up like they are for Remy's Ratatouille Adventure, where they're going willy-nilly all over. You might be really close to running into somebody else.
Can you imagine that? And then you come to that tunnel. Oh,
exactly.
That would be awesome.
Exactly.
And they can have a drop.
Yep.
Where you think you're going to hit the wall, and all of a sudden, you drop.
Straight to hell.
Yep.
That's right.
Yep. Speaking of straight to hell, that's where we're going right now as we end the show. We will be back early next week, like I said, with the news and events edition. So until then, everybody, be safe. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.
Good night, everybody.
Have a magical night. Stay safe. And if you're here or coming down to Florida, you might want to think of packing layering clothes because it's been a little chilly.